Where's Jay?
Hey Coyotes, sorry I'm late. I'm Jay Carroll and this is Pack News. Today may be Food Fest and International Day, but don't worry. The events and fun don't stop there. So let's get into our next segment, sports.
Hey Coyotes, I'm Bailey Alexander and I'll be giving you the news for sports. We've got a lengthy section this time as we cover all of the things our winter sports have done as they enter the postseason. First up, we have girls basketball. They've entered the postseason as the number 1 team in their division, breaking the record for the amount of single-season wins at the school. Let's give a huge shout out to them. They'll be playing the semifinals this weekend after winning 3 of their league games. Finally, girls water polo entered the postseason as the number 2 team in their division. Graduating this year is Galileo Maya, who will play next year at Biola. Though we didn't win the league, we wish all of our returning members a huge amount of luck on the next season. Now, next edition, we'll be covering the news of our spring sports and how their seasons have gone so far. Now, let's get into our weekly elective interview. We're going to interview Mr. Galindo on the subject of the Chicago musical. Let's get into it.
Chicago follows 2 characters, one named Roxy Hart and one named Velma Kelly, both who are sent to jail for committing murder. And what happens is we get to see what happens to them, and particularly the show revolves around this idea of fame and what you do to keep your name in the papers and to keep your name on everybody's lips, and the extents that people will go to get that done.
What has been your favorite part about producing and rehearsing the show?
My favorite part has been just seeing it all kind of come together. It's nice to be able to work with Mrs. DeWeese and Mrs. Klaus for the music and for the dance, and when we get to see it all come together, it's just really nice to know that all 3 of us are working really hard to put on the best musical that we possibly can.
What made you want to perform it?
I think there's a few reasons. First and foremost, I do love this musical. I think the music is fantastic. It's really catchy, and I'm sure most people will be singing 1 or 2 of the songs after they see the musical as they make their way out of the theater. But another thing, I think it's also important to kind of show the darker side of essentially social media and influence, and how people will do whatever they can to be famous. And we see that with our character Roxy Hart, and all she cares about is wanting to have everyone pay attention to her. And again, she will do some crazy things to make that happen, right? And it kind of shows the dangers of what can happen to people when they do that.
How excited are you to perform to the school?
We're very excited. I know us in the cast, the directors, again, me, Mrs. DeWeese, Mrs. Klaus, we're all very excited to be presenting the show to everyone. We've been working very hard on it. I believe this is the first time that Chicago is being performed at Buena Park High School, so we're very excited to be doing something new here, and also something that will hopefully get people interested in joining theater, dance, and or choir.
Hello Coyotes, I'm AJ and I'm here to give you the events. First, President's Day is on February 20th. There'll be no school all day. And second, on February 22nd, it will be a late start, so get to class on time. Themes Thursday is next week, meaning that you have to give someone you love a rose. Lastly, Stag Dance is coming up next week as well. Tickets start at $25 with ASB and $35 without. Make sure to get your tickets and have a nice February.
Well, Coyotes, that's it for this week's edition of Pack News. If you want to see more information about upcoming events, make sure you check out the school's calendar. And if you want to see more from our program, make sure you check out our website and follow our social medias. See you next week, Coyotes!